basically going to be going over my setup of what I use for 2020 and what I probably plan on using for a pretty long time. And majority of it is micro. I started messing around with that in the middle of this year and have become addicted to the point where I actually sold most of my conventional reels except for my Scorpions, which I think is my favorite conventional reel. That's the reason why it's still around. And I'm gonna actually start with those and get them out of the way before jumping into the bait finesse stuff. So first off, everything is telescopic. Beforehand, I used to use I used to use two-piece rods, and they were the Shimano Zodius bait finesse, and then the Shimano Zodius medium heavies and mediums 610 and 7.2s. That was the beginning of the year. And then I ran into a page called Bait Finesse something and was just doing research on it, and I was like, man, this is actually pretty cool. And the fact that I can catch fish a lot in comparison to my conventional, with conventional for me, you're out there 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7, 8, depending on what you're doing. I was doing tournaments in a club. I am going to still do tournaments in that club. And I know originally I may have said in the videos in the beginning that I was going to quit, but I now have a new mission. I want to win one of these club tournaments using strictly micro and bait finesse stuff. And I think I know when it can take place. I know a couple of the guys from the club watch my channel sometimes, and if they see this, they're gonna know what I'm preparing to do. It's a good club, and I just want to beat those guys using micro stuff. But anyways, back to the telescopics. I like the telescopics mainly because travel. I do a lot of bank fishing. I sometimes take out the ultra skiff, but right now I don't take out the ultra skiff, mainly because one, it's cold, and I have a 2-year-old where I won't be able to take out the ultra skiff and really fish how I would want to. So most of my outings are usually 2 to 3 hours, and these telescopic rods are perfect. So the first one, as I said, it is the Daiwa Blazon. This is the 2015 model, if I'm not mistaken. There's a guy in Singapore, I watch his channel a lot, and he talks a lot about the different types of telescopic rods. And I bought maybe 6 different types. Palms Molla, with, I paired that with the 2020 Metanium, and I ended up selling both of them after getting into this bait finesse thing because I needed to put the money towards the bait finesse and I didn't want to spend money out of my pocket. I had the Palms Molla, also my bad, it's by Angler's Republic. They're discontinued, so you might find them if you really look hard. There's a few people selling them. Then I had the Trouting Marquis. I might have butchered that, but I actually got rid of that because of the case. I like the cases that Daiwa makes where you can actually put the rod in and keep the reel attached and keep the reel bag or reel cover over it. That's the reason why I decided to stick with these versus the other telescopics that I ended up picking up. I did not get the Cast King because I know a couple of people asked, hey, do you like the Cast King or did you try it? I haven't tried it. I think I am going to, though, get it next year just to see what it's like. And then I know for sure it's not going to stay in my arsenal. So what I will end up doing is probably putting it up as a giveaway. But now that I'm finally got this open and out of the package, this is the Blazon Mobile. It is over 5 years old. I do know that for sure. This model here is a 610 medium, and the line weight is 7 to 16 pounds. The lure is 3/16 to 5/8 ounces. This is my conventional setup with the Scorpion DC, and then I also put on the Scorpion DC, if you've seen some of the older videos, to the guys who's been watching the channel for a while, I put the click drag system inside. To give it that bait finesse feel. My personal thoughts on this is it's a really nice rod. I haven't used it much because I am really addicted to this ultralight ordeal. If you've seen some of the video from before where I went over just the lures that I had, for me, the reason why I'm keeping these around is for my bigger gear that I have left over. And I think this might be it for conventional. I have this in a 6'2", a 6'10". This one is, I want to say this is my standard. Yep, the 6'10" is standard. The gear ratio is 6'2", if I'm not mistaken. And then in my other model, which is high gear, Scorpion, it is a 6'6" model. Same thing. I actually have 17 braid on both, but one is spider wire, I think. I could be wrong, or it could be Power Pro and spider wire, but the colors are a little bit different. One's gray, one's green. If you could see those, that's how I can tell the difference right away. And this one's high gear. The gear ratio is 7'2", if I'm not mistaken. These are for my bigger jerk baits, and that is my primary lure that I like to use is jerk bait. Even in my smaller bait finesse, I have a lot of minnows, a lot of jerk baits from, of course, the pointers, challengers. I wish Mega Bass would make a small Vision. That would be nice. Really small. I mean, like down to a 48. That would be nice. And now I also changed the handles on those. These are some carbon fiber handles from Gomexus. I think that's the name of the company. They're not expensive, but they're not cheap. They start at like 30 bucks, I think. I'll leave a link to everything that I'm talking about in the description, by the way, so you guys can go look at it. So I'm going to open up. This here is the Triple B. I have that in 3 styles. Well, 3 different combos, but they're all the 666 model. I am eventually going to get the 6'3" model, and I'm thinking of getting that Alpha Air 2020. I'm just scared that I'm going to get it and not like it. That would be my only issue, is getting it and not liking it, because everyone's really like behind this thing and really hyping it up. The people who have it anyway. I got rid of my Palms Molla in 2020 Metanium, like I said, to get this stuff or put towards this stuff. I will say the 2020 Metanium cast like a dream. I don't know the real reason why. I should have got rid of one of the Scorpions and kept that Metanium, but I kept the Scorpions for the DC sound, honestly. Here we have the Triple B, which is discontinued, paired with the Scorpion Bait Finesse. This is, I would say, out of the three that I have, is probably the hardest to use when it comes to bait finesse, because it's the cheapest made one, so it doesn't cast ultra light lures. Like, I tried using the Z Vibe on it and it got it out there, but it would backlash, and I just had so many issues with it. But I found what works with this reel. 4 to 7 grams, no questions asked. Casts like a dream. So this one you'll see me using mainly the Whopper Plopper 60 once everything heats back up. And I think the lowest thing I'm going to throw on it is probably the Mega Bass Great Hunting 70. I, of course, changed the handle to Gomexus. That is the extent of me tricking out my reels. I'm not going any further than that. The Gomexus handle, and I bought 12 of the Metanium 2020 knobs and put them on all of them. I have a couple of knobs laying around that I think I'm going to use for my next set of reels. If I get any more reels, I feel like I need to get one more, mainly because it's 7. I'm an even person. I like even. I'm not going to close that up. So the next reel, I haven't did too many videos with this one, or if you haven't seen any videos, I actually probably got a couple of videos of me testing it out, getting it squared away. This one's also, of course, paired with the Triple B. 666 model, medium light. I didn't say the gear ratio on the Scorpion, by the way. I want to say, is this the standard? I want to say their standard startup is 6'2" for these. But this I have here is the Alderberan Bait Finesse XG. It's the highest, the fastest. In some of my older videos, I always said I needed something to pick up the slack quick. This is the one. I had a couple of buddies of mine say I should take this gear system and put it in the next reel and switch them. I'm gonna keep it as is. I haven't really got to use this much, but I did get it squared away. In comparison to the 3, this is the middle of the road when it comes to casting low to high lures, weight wise. I think the lowest I can get this with is probably 2. I might be pushing it at 1.5 grams. I did try it today throwing the Pointer 48 by Lucky Craft, and it didn't backlash. And I also had it set at 4.5. It casted it pretty far, but in bait finesse, it's not about how far you can cast, it's about precision and getting it into the fish's territory versus conventional long casting and trying to get it by as many fish possible. With bait finesse, you technically kind of know where the fish are for the most part, and you try to get within their range to present your lure to them at a closer distance. This will be the middle of the road. I haven't tried the vibro on it. I've tried the Great Hunting. It works. It actually works really well on this reel. I haven't tried those MC clutches. I haven't tried a lot of stuff on this reel. I haven't really used this reel, so I can't give you too much information on it. I will say though that the rods are, of course, 666, meaning 6'6". It has 6 pieces, and this has 9 guys. So I was getting ready to tell you something wrong. 8 guys. So 6'6" with 6 pieces. So I guess what that has to be what it means. There's no other explanation. And the lure weight that this rod can handle is 5 to 12 grams medium light action, 6 to 14 pounds. Even though I do go below that with these rods. I think I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna order the Daiwa spinning set and see if I can switch out those pieces up top and see if I can make this a light or ultra light rod for the most part. I'm gonna try it, just see if it works. I ordered some junk rods from Japan that people had that they broke, and they're just trying to get rid of them for parts. And I found some. A buddy of mine actually found them for me. Thank you, Joseph, if you're looking at this. And the final bait finesse rod and reel combo that I have, of course, is the Triple B again. You can tell from the case. And like I said before, the case is what made me stick with these versus the other ones. I also had a Abu Garcia Hornet Stinger. I've been looking at that again to make that my 8th rod. It's a 665, but it's a medium, so I'm not 100% sure. Or if I'm gonna go with the Triple B 636. I'll see. Anyways, back to this combo. This combo here is the Bait Finesse Conquest High Gear 7.2. It picks up line pretty quickly, but not as fast as this 8.1 or 8.2. Of course, Gomexus. I have cast everything from 1.5 or 1 gram all the way up to 7 grams. No issues. It's the heaviest of the three. I use it more than everything on this table as of right now. It's really gotten its fair share of fishing since I've gotten it. And it is the most expensive of everything that's on this table. This setup right here. I really like this reel. The fact that it can throw all of those different sizes without really any issues of just me doing a little bit of adjustments here from minimum to maximum. And I usually keep it almost halfway. I don't know if you can see that. Almost halfway, but a little past halfway. Also, to get like all of the information, like how the reels work and the magnets and all of this stuff, they all come with 8 magnets. You can take some of them out and set your brakes accordingly. But the guide to look at, I'm going to say the channel and give you a link. It's the reel test. He breaks down reels all the time. I haven't seen him actually break down any spinning reels. And now that we are getting to the spinning reels, here is one of the 2 spinning setups. This one's the 2020 Blazon Mobile 6.6 telescopic light spinning. I just figured out what MB means. So these reels, well, these rods, they come with the numbers and then the letters. And for instance, these here are 666 ML RB. No, am I saying that wrong? Let me read this real quick. I might have to cut that out because I'm saying that wrong. These rods here come with the letters and then the numbers, and the letters are MLRB or TMLRB, telescopic medium light regular bait casting rod. I'm thinking that's what the R means. If you know what the R means, tell me in the comments. That would be great. But I figured out what the B was, and I was always wondering, like, what the heck is the B for? And it means for bait casting, because this is a 666 telescopic light spinning. Of course, 666 has nothing to do with the devil, nothing satanic or anything crazy of that nature. It has to do with the rod, how long it is, and how many pieces. This one's paired with a Shimano Stradic C14 plus 1000 high gear, and with the new Blazon mobiles, I noticed right away that the floating guides are on a thicker piece that's holding it together. But with the Triple Bs, they have actual teeth on the floating guides to hold it in place better. I can't tell if there are teeth on here. I don't think so. But these floating guides are bigger. These came out in February. The reel itself, I don't know the exact date when it came out, but I do know that they are discontinued. They have switched to a Van Ford now that's replacing these. And the first thing, well, the difference between this setup and this setup is, of course, Daiwa Shimano. The Shimano handle, when you turn it to take it off, if you turn it back just enough, it closes up in there. I like that. So you can actually close the entire reel up inside the actual reel cover and not have the handle sticking out. That's the difference between the Shimano and the Daiwa. This setup here is fully Daiwa. This is the Blazon 2020 model spinning 666 telescopic light spinning with the Ballistic 1000D, and this reel came out in September of 2019, last year. The only difference to me between the two is that fold. I feel like they have the same smoothness. They were around the same price, but you can find these now anywhere from $140 to $200. It's all depending on who you speak to and where you buy it from. But like I said, the Conquest is definitely my favorite rod and reel combo right now. I have these spinning reels because it's cold outside and I can't thumb those, and some of the areas that I fish at on the bank, the holes to get into are pretty small, and I have a better accuracy with these spinning reels casting into those holes than I do with the big casting. But yeah, I'll leave a link for all of these. If you have any questions, definitely ask. I am down to chit chat, man. I am definitely down to chit chat about this stuff. I love this stuff, man. I will not lie to you guys. I got into this big finesse thing and it's just like a whole different realm of fishing. Ultralight, micro stuff. I don't know how long it's been around. I didn't do that part of the research. I have been looking at other people's channels, and I'm really late to the party. I will say that, but I'm here.